Hello YouTube, Kingpin of Cinema and the QB999 back in front of the camera after a long delay. Been really busy with work and school, but we've taken some time out of our busy schedules to see a new movie.
We went and discovered the land that is Narnia for a third time.
The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, and I can honestly say 100% guarantee
ridiculous
that this is the last one. There's going to be no more movies after this.
At least we hope not, considering the trend. First off, like I said, this movie is just ridiculous in every way possible.
Here's the thing. The first novel is the most memorable one out of the whole series, Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. And that's, of course, going to be the most, that's going to be the best movie because everybody knows it. It's going to be the most classic. And then the rest of the novel series just doesn't work. And it's going to translate like that in the movies.
Now, first off, this movie apparently was not really derived from the book. They had to change a lot because when they first made the script for it, they said, this movie is kind of lacking in action because it's mostly just discussion
and selling, discussion, more selling, discussion, more
so
selling.
This is definitely not. This is loosely based off the book, not as straightforward as the other ones that were.
Well, to be honest, I think it does follow it pretty well from what I remember. When I read this book, I was like 12, so I don't have the best memory when it comes to this thing. But I think like the major thing that they changed was like the evil mist. The evil mist, apparently there's an evil mist destroying the world.
Each time they come to the world of Narnia, it's because some great evil is about to take over. This time, the past two times, it's been pretty explained with a actual villainous with a plot.
There's motivation.
There's
things going on in this.
An actual character, This one, all you know is that there's some green mist, and it's bad.
Nobody knows what it is. It's never explained.
Where it comes from.
What its motivation is.
What it wants.
Apparently it's bad.
All you know is, it's bad, we need to fight it. By the way, we're probably going to be giving out spoilers for this.
Oh yeah, this is probably the point where you want to turn it off if you want to see it. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you guys, if you want to laugh, see it. Otherwise, I don't recommend
We laughed a lot.
It's pretty funny.
First off, the way they get into Narnia has gotten more and more ridiculous. The wardrobe. Okay.
I like the wardrobe.
I'll go with that. I'll let that fly. The second one, they walk down just a random train tunnel. Okay. This one, they're just in a room looking at a painting that then just suddenly starts flooding the room, and then they're in Narnia.
They're in Narnia. And it's not the original all four cast members. It's just Edmund and Lucy, a.k.a. Team Useless. And then they have their cousin, the fuck is his name?
Eustace.
Eustace? I like to call him Useless, because...
You will be annoyed by this kid within the first 5 minutes of hearing him talk.
You look at his face, and you just want to punch this kid in the mouth as hard as you can, because he is so annoying. He does nothing but complain and whine like a woman.
He's one of those people who believes himself to be intellectual, better than everyone else. He knows what's right. All you know is wrong, and all he does is complain and talk.
Like I said, like a woman.
And talk. You will hate this kid very much through the rest of the movie. Luckily, though, he gets shut up because he gets turned into a dragon at some point.
Yeah, and the little bitch cries because he's a dragon. Fuck you. If I was turned into a dragon, I would instantly want to take over the world. And that's just me, but... So
they come to Narnia, they get on the ship with Prince Caspian, which I guess we're getting rid of the whole, okay, we've been out of Narnia for like a year or so, and 1,000 years hasn't passed by like last time.
They dropped that rule.
Okay. So they meet up with Prince Caspian again. Randomly on a ship, they're going to be trying to find the 7 legendary leaders of a world or something.
6 rulers. They need 7 swords to be placed at Aslan's table and to kill the green mist, because it's bad.
It's bad.
Okay. Why not?
So they basically just go traveling from island to island, gaining all types of shenanigans.
And you'd think that, like, something, like, really interesting is going on here. Like, you know, the reveal, like, oh, they have to pass tests. They have to refuse temptation. Like the 7 deadly sins.
What's funny is that none of them manage to resist the temptations. They all fall for it, and yet they're not really... Nothing really happens because of it.
They're not punished for it. I mean, you don't really see them overcome anything. I mean, you get, like, the temptation of greed, the temptation of envy, the temptation
Yeah, they have this theme of where they're trying to, like, go with some of the 7 deadly sins, but then they kind of do, like, 3 of them and then just kind of give up.
And then the third one is, like, not even that, like, big of a deal. It's like you got this table full of food, and these, like, 3 guys that, like, have apparently been there stuck forever, and they're under a spell. It's like, don't eat the food! Don't eat the food! It's cursed! Don't eat the food! Okay, that's deadly sin, gluttony.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that. Oh, but then, like, the star child arrives, and it's like, oh, the food's fine, you can eat it. What? And then the star child leaves, and is never mentioned again. You think I'm making this up? I'm not. A star child woman appears, and it's like, they're like, oh, she's so beautiful. Oh, the sin of lust. And then she's like...
And of course nothing happens
and
there
nothing happens. She's like, oh, you want me to change forms? I'm like, no. No. Fuck that, no. And she's like, okay, whatever, bye. Go in the mist.
And of course, nothing is really accomplished in the movie.
And, like, like things are happening, but you don't ever feel any tension. You can't, like, suspend your disbelief. I was bored. Honestly, I was bored, so I was making jokes. Yeah. So that's why it was funny.
We had a reminiscent moment of where they're in the mist, they're in the evil island, and what do you know? Things that they're afraid of come to life. But of course it only happens for one person. Instantly, as soon as they're told that, that's when he goes, uh-oh.
Oh, they're like this like crazy old guy's like, don't think of anything you fear, because if you think of it, it'll manifest. So, like, a perfect Ghostbusters moment is like, oh, shit.
We both say stay tough, Mark. No, he just thinks of a Leviathan.
A sea serpent that's like a cobra.
And, of course, they're fighting this thing, which is kind of blunt and stupid. Useless, who's turned into a dragon, starts helping to fight it, and he gets thrown against the rocks. But then the funniest part... The crazy old guy takes the sword that they need and just hurls it at him.
That was a pretty good throw. He hit it.
He hit Useless in the shoulder with a sword, so he just flies off away.
That was the funniest part. Seeing an old man huck a sword. And then Aslan shows up, fixes Useless.
And of course the sword's not in him anymore either.
Yeah, and he puts the sword on the table, the mist is gone, whatever. Then they start talking to Aslan, and he's like...
If you want to go to my country, then it's a one-way trip.
Because I guess you die.
It's supposed to be, I guess, a metaphor for heaven.
But then, like, the funniest line is, like, mentioned. He's like, I do exist in your world, but I'm by another name. You have to discover me. I'm like, Muhammad?
That's why you're here, is so that you can know me for this time, so you may better know me in your world.
Yeah, I'm surprised, like, no one, like, gets pissed at all. It's like, fuck you, Aslan. You brought me out of my world, brought me here to do a chore, then you send me away. Imagine a neighbor, like, say, like, you're playing your 360, and your neighbor comes in your room and is like, I need you for something. No, I'm fucking busy. Then, like, he drags you out of your room, you have to do a chore for him, and just kicks you out of your house and doesn't even say thanks.
It's like getting called at the most inconvenient times. Trying to sit down, eat a sandwich, suddenly, your sandwich starts talking to you, and it sucks you into
Narnia. And then you're like, fuck, Jeopardy's on in 2 hours, and I gotta do a fucking task, because Aslan is lazy, and doesn't want to get off his ass and do it himself. No, I gotta do it for him. Why?
This movie it screamed out pointless.
And I thought it would have been really funny if we did see Aslan's, like, home country. We were, like, joking. It was like, it's just Circus Olay. How funny would it be? It's like they go to Aslan's country and it's just Circus Olay.
Yeah. By the way, the only person who actually goes to the country is the little mouse guy.
Yeah, that's voiced by the British dude on The Daily Show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the only one that ends up going, because, of course, Caspian doesn't want to leave his followers behind, and the kids, they have to go back home.
They have to go back home because their chore's done.
We were saying it would have been funny if the mouse, like, he gets on a little raft, which appears out of nowhere, goes up like a upwards waterfall, and then kind of goes off into the distance. We would love to have heard in the background just him screaming as he goes through.
Where Aslan's just like, they get to my land, pick up your sword, hold it like this, you want to stab, and then you want to do a cross motion like this. Ow!
Now, there were some things, of course, that didn't make sense, like, the first island they go to is, like, being invaded by slavers. They free the slaves. One guy whose wife got taken wants to go with the crew to go rescue him. His daughter wants him to stay. He says, I'll stay. I'll come back, and everything. When they get back to the boat, what do you know? She's stowed away on
his,
it.
Like, 6-year-old daughter somehow stows away on a ship.
And now, this... Yeah, it's a big ship, so that might make sense. But what you need to know is that they have the shore party, which has, like, two small boats with no places to hide, and that's the only way they get to that ship.
I don't know, and she serves, like, no purpose.
She doesn't do anything
She
the
doesn't
entire
do
time
anything.
there.
And the guy that they bring with them to find his wife, he does nothing. They could have easily cut that all out. They easily could have cut out the Star Child, because that went nowhere.
Another weird thing is that when Useless takes, like, the final sword that they get and puts it on the table in the island, and of course all the magic is released and everything, suddenly he's in the middle of the ocean swimming towards back the ship. I find it hard to believe that he swam, like, 20 miles to meet up with them in the water.
He did. He did it. This movie was made. This movie happened. Yeah, now I can see why Disney dropped this, and Fox Studios picked it up, because Disney was like, fuck, we're not getting... The second movie didn't make as much as the first one. That means people just don't care. We're not even going to bother with the third one, and Fox Studios is like, oh, we'll take care of it. We'll release it. We're Fox.
Yeah, we highly believe that probably after this one there won't be any more. Maybe one more at most. One more at most.
I would be honestly surprised if they did a fourth Narnia movie. I honestly would.
We're pretty sure, though, that they're not going to get through all 7.
I would be surprised. I don't know what I would do, but I would be surprised.
Anyway, it's kind of a slow weekend as far as movies are concerned, so if you at least want to go see a movie to make fun of with your friends...
Honestly, I'd say wait till Tron. Just wait till Tron. And we didn't even see this in 3D, because...
What was the point?
It's post-converted, so who cares? I guess that's all we have time for. Thanks for tuning in!
So anyway, yeah, just... You could probably skip it.
I say skip it. Just wait for Tron. Or True Grit. Don't wait for True Grit.
Nah. Alright, well anyway, thanks for listening. Hopefully this enlightened you into the world of Narnia. And by the way, no, it's not a documentary. So thanks for tuning in.
Alright.
And as usual, if you don't like it...
Okay.